Hello, it is me. It is a Saturday, and I'm a bit sniffly. But hello. Welcome to the stream. Today, we're doing some more editing, because I want to try to get this video out by January, or the end of January, so we gotta be zooming. Either way, hopefully everyone is doing well here today. Like I said, I'm just going to be doing some video editing this morning. That's what I've been doing this past week, but I figure, since I've been kind of sporadic all over the place, I might as well do some more streaming of it, just so people can get an idea of the process and where I'm at, and, show that I'm actually trying to do this thing. Either way here, we are just going to immediately switch over to our screen. I think I've been liking the no overlay version, so we're gonna stick with that. Chat should all still be working. Everything was showing connected when I first began, so we're gonna assume that's the case until something breaks. But anyways, moving it over. Okay, perfect. It went silent for a moment. I was scared there. But here we are. We've got the stream up. Let me make sure this new function with YouTube is working too. YouTube done something as far as now there's like vertical streaming all on the same streaming page, so that's kind of cool. The only immediate issue I see is that it's using the same streaming key as what you would normally use for your regular layout. So at least at a glance of the window, it's super zoomed in and cut out, and it doesn't use like the normal vertical screen that I use by making it a completely separate web page. So I'm hoping they release an update that allows me to use two keys at once. One for the normal vertical stream, and then another specifically for the what's it called? The what's it called? Why can I not think? Or the vertical key that I use here in OBS. So that would be cool if that's the case. But until then, I'm just gonna try out today since this is all last minute and I'm just doing things. So we'll see what happens. Either way, this is the progress that we have made so far with the video. It is looking to be over 30 minutes long, so yippee for me. Wonderful. I wanted to make a 30-minute video for my first video. That was totally a bright decision to make. I just more or less wrapped up adding all the footage here for the Digimon World section that I end up talking about. So plan right now is to quickly go back, add some of the ref keyframes for what I do as part of the discussion, and then we move on to the video editing here for Hacker Slumber and Cyber Sleuth. I need to go ahead and turn that down. That's going to blow out my eardrums if we leave it at the normal volume. Yeah. Before I touch World, there is a section that I am missing as far as resources. Where is it? Hang on, I should probably zoom in. Because I forgot to... Yeah, there we go. I forgot to add in or adjust this with the other thing. So let me go in here. Let's see. What all do I have of it? What did I forget last time? How did I do it?
Digimon can be broken down into 3 different categories of what we'll call the Holy Trinity. Digimon World Series, Digimon Story, and everything else.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. All right, so we gotta go in here. A lot. Nope, that's the wrong one. Okay. So we save these files real fast. Yes. Save as. Downloads. Just. Oh, I cannot type for the life of me today. Just Digimon World. Save. Yes. All right. Next one we add is this. Just Digimon World and Story. Save. Yep, and then we have all three. I should probably try to one completely blank just to emphasize the point. Blank triangle. Triangle. Ta-da! Okay, that should be everything here now. Alrighty, so now where's the button? Where's my resources? I only have my windows up for my other things right now. That's not what I need. Oh, there we go. Alright. Bow. Alright, all three should now be here, right? Yeah, there they are. We just put them up, all three, and we'll adjust it. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Whew. I did not sleep well last night. We had a cold front here in Texas, and me bundling up underneath the covers only did so much. So I'm downing some soda caffeine to try and keep me going. All right. Let's see.
To understand of the franchise, Digimon can be broken down.
All right. We started talking here about the three, so... Oh, wait. Oh, I already had to... Ah, that's fine. We'll do it. All right, which one's the blank? Ah! Okay, that's the blank. So let's zoom us out. Here. Zoom it up a bit. There we go. That's good. We remember those coordinates.
Digimon can be.
Why is it a bit short? Okay, there we go.
Digimon can be broken down into three different categories of what we'll call the Holy Trinity.
Okay, let's get into... Alright, so... This is where we start talking about the three. So next should be... this one.
Digimon World Series.
Go back down so I can see where my audio placement is. That's the wrong button.
Digimon Series.
There we go. Digimon Story is right there. And then we do the full one.
On Story.
We should shorten that so I can actually get to the interval. Dookie. Everything else. There we go. I can't see it. What did I do? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Yippee! All right. Hang on. We need to shorten that. Otherwise, it's going to be messy. We zoom in. Bam! All right. This was 0.82. So we do mix that up. We got to perfectly align it. That was negative 691. Negative 691. And then it was negative 2, 4. Negative 2, 4. Excellent. Same thing. 0.82. Negative 691. Then negative 2, 4. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. And then the last one here. 0.82. Negative 2, 4. Negative 691. There we go. All right. And then
and everything else. Wait a second. Hold on. And everything else.
there we go. Okay. That should wrap up that scene.
There is a lot there.
Why is that there?
There is a lot more
Okay, that works. All right, so that section should now be done. Is my chat working? I mean, I haven't tested it, but I assume it's working. Everything looks to be working. It's early morning. People aren't around. I'm streaming to myself, it feels like, which is probably the case. That's fine. Anyways, did I need to do any keyframes here for myself?
Well, one example I do want to touch upon that I believe shows how Digimon has varied itself a bit game-wise is Digimon Survive that was released back in July of 2022. Digimon
Okay, I do need to add a few keyframes here. That's fine. That's where we're kind of at. So far my work process has been trying to be set up the back B-roll footage as far as what I'm trying to convey as far as points. Oh, hey, good morning, Sang Kill Show. Welcome to the stream. It's technically a little bit afternoon for me, but it definitely feels like morning so far. So it is definitely a day. All right. What am I doing? And well, hang on. I should check with my chat. My chat didn't pop up, did it? Dang nabbit, it's always breaking. It's stupid thing. I really need to look into a different chat. And I accidentally closed out DaVinci. It is a day. This stupid chat that I currently have keeps disconnecting. I don't know why. I see you here though, saying, yeah. Can I make a video about editing tutorial? I probably could, but I don't feel like I'm that good of an editor personally. I've got the general gist down, I think, of how it all works, but I definitely feel like half the stuff that I do is not the best as far as editing goes. Okay. Yeah, why do you keep... Alright, hang on. I gotta do a quick test message here. Supposedly I fixed it. Test. There we go. I don't know why the chat box work doesn't do that. Anyway, easy fix. I just have no idea why it keeps logging me out. That's ridiculous every single time. But yeah, I could make a editing tutorial. There's honestly probably better people out there than me that could show you how to do video editing. I'm kind of a noob at it, I guess, because I've only really been doing video editing since August of last year. So roughly nearly 6 months. So I definitely don't know a lot, but with what I have been able to do, I've definitely figured out how to do. I got soda. I unfortunately do not drink coffee at all. I am a soda guy. That's my source of caffeine.
Unfortunately, it's also a good source of sugar, which is bad for my teeth, but that's the poison I've decided to stick with. uh, Either way, but yeah, there's probably better people that could do editing tutorials. I might get around to doing some like quick tips as far as what I've figured out, but I'm still very new to this, so I'm just trying to do what I can with my limited abilities and make it all work. Anyway, we're probably gonna want to be on this side, right? Let's flip it over or bring it down. Probably shrink a bit. Yeah, some place like that is probably good. All right. What was I doing on this voice clip?
Digimon Survive is a visual novel.
All right, hang on. We gotta zoom in. Is a visual novel right there. Hey, Quake. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. It is me doing my video editing. And apparently a bit nasally today because I did not sleep well with the cold front we got last night. At least in my part of the world. So I'm like not in the best of shape probably. But we are good to go. -713. Oh, here's something I could probably ask you, Quake. I know you call me Pax. I've been kind to trying to refer myself as. Oh, yeah, no worries, Quake. You're more than welcome to be active and chat whenever. You kind of make me think that I should change how I refer to from Digi to Pax, because Pax does sound a lot more unique now that I'm thinking about it. I might do that. Oh my gosh, my multi-chat is apparently slow. Why are you doing this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just saying I noticed you referring to me as Pax, so I was just curious, is that just a personal preference or you think that's just a better way to refer me? Because I've just been going with Digi just because that's what immediately came to mind. But Pax seems like maybe that would be better for calling myself.
Survive is a visual novel. And a good one.
Let's see. This one. 1.61. 2402. 2402. And then -713. Ugh.
And a good one, mind you, but one that is definitely falling into those type of good money, but
Oh, wait, I could just copy this. Yeah, what am I thinking? Why do I need to make more work than I need to?
and one, mind you, but one that is definitely falling into those type of niche.
Yeah, you're right. I'll probably do a bit of adjusting as far as, I guess, referring to myself as Pax. That does seem like that would be better for me, I think, because I am around uh the Digimon pack opening. So yeah, we'll go with Pax. I mean, as long as it's incorporating something of my online name, that's what works. And obviously, I'm not going to use my real name, so whatever is good, I think. Ah, more soda.
But one that is definitely falling into those type of niche categories that not everyone is going to find. No, definitely falling into those type of need of.
There we go. We do a quick rough keyframe here. So most of what I've just been doing so far as
My inserts right now have been rough keyframes. Yeah, monster packs. I thought of monster packs. My biggest concern is since I do want to be kind of VTuber esque as well, I don't want too big of a name as far as, what other people would immediately call me. So doing something big like monster packs, I think helps with the overall branding, but doesn't help with, the more personal level. That's why I've been kind of sticking with Digi. But PAX definitely feels like that's a lot better as far as being personable and you just get the immediate idea of who I'd be over Digi. And I apologize if yeah, I see. Yeah. That's my thought process at the very least. But what I was initially saying here, right now with what I've been doing has been the ref keyframes for some of the inserts of myself as I'm talking. Ideally, I would do a little bit more editing as far as animation to make it pop, but this helps me get a good idea of when I go back for the final editing cut. I know exactly what I'm just transitioning to. That way, I don't have to touch any of the big B-roll stuff.
Not everyone is going to find enjoyment in.
All right. Pretty sure this next section I don't want any keyframes in, right? Let me see what I was
Everyone is
talking.
going to find enjoyment in. Now, I don't want to talk too.
Yeah, we cut a bit short. No, we gotta do it right at the end, I guess.
I don't want to talk too much about the story simply because that's the main focus of the game. But you and a cast of school.
Yeah, this is where I'm talking about the. Yeah, that's where I'm talking about the actual game, so I don't want any cuts in here. All right, here's this next section. I do want need my keyframe cuts. Oh, if you're here, quick drop. I got a funny thing I could probably show you that I've done. I'll wait to see, make sure you are watching before I play it. Because I think it's funny. Basically, in this section, I'm talking about Digimon World Dawn and Dusk. This is, yeah, excellent. But anyway, just as brief context, I've touched about Digimon World Dawn and Dusk as that's what I primarily grew up with, and that's my idea of how Digimon story, that section of the franchise began. Obviously, there's other games before that that could classify as that, but this is how I address that.
So long as we're ignoring Digimon World 3, but I never played that game, so. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I think that perfectly addresses the fact that I haven't played all the games. How you see the story games should be structured. I don't immediately know what you mean by that, but how I've been basically going about it is I haven't played all the Digimon games. There's only like a few Digimon games outside of getting into Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. Uh, what does Pokemon community think about Digimon? Well, this isn't something that's trying to be addressed to the Pokemon community. The whole purpose of the video is relaying just my experience with playing the games and then kind of how should include text that says YouTube comments. Oh, that says YouTube comments. Uh, no. Oh, Hello. I'm sorry, it's Ghost. Yeah, I was quickly getting sidetracked by Quake Drop. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, with addressing you then to Quake Drop. Uh, as far as what I'm been to design the video is just over my own personal experience of the Digimon games, what few I've played, and how I think it relates to the build-up of when Time Stranger was developed and why it made the choices that it did. So I don't really want to make too much reference to people in the Pokemon community because this isn't something that's to convince them to like play the game. This is just my general overview of what the game means to me and the kind of journey that I had with Digimon in the gaming franchise to make me think Time Stranger is the best thing that they've ever done to why you think you should do it. And then to you, Quick Drop, you text that says you two comments over Brian. Maybe. I think just a general, like what I went with, just the general YouTube might be best. Just because it gets a general idea of it's not just a specific community that is shooting me. It's YouTube as a whole because I said something that probably people don't like. So just immediately jumping into everyone as a singular group that would want to shoot me, I think is a lot funnier in my context. At least that's what comes to mind. I'll probably revisit it, make a note about adding the comment. Maybe do something like Digimon World 3 fans over on top of it. That might work. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's just my this is obviously all right here the rough cut of things, so it's subject to change. This is just trying to get down what I'm immediately picturing as the flow of the video into a concise narrative, so I know exactly what I need to do as far as coming back and addressing anything that I initially missed as far as what I think goes on. But uh, as you could already see here, since you're here now, Quick Drop, we are only hang on, I should probably zoom this back up. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not. Yeah, we don't want to over think the category gap. It's just a brief addressment of there's people that's obviously going to be mad about me discrediting World 3. I unfortunately was too young to play any of those older games like World or Digimon World 3 or stuff before the DS era. So all of it's just a completely blank space to me as far as what's out there and what the community's like. So I'm trying to just make a quick addressment with a cutaway gag of, yeah, I don't know it. You're going to murder me for it, but stick with me if you would, if you want to continue to hear more. Because I definitely feel like I am at least one of the younger generations of people that play the Digimon games. But that's life. Yeah, exactly. Because my first game was Digimon World Dawn, and that was released in what 2006, end of 2006, 2007. That's around when I bought it. So that's like 15 years ago at this point, but that's like probably where people my age really got into Digimon because the DS was just so accessible back in the day. So it's like I didn't play anything on the original PS PlayStation or anything that came on the PlayStation 2. That was just the closest that I could get to before everything kind of went on a hiatus until Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. So it is what it is. Ooh. Anyways, let me get here to where I need to put my next cuts.
I'm going to lose you with this.
Where is it? Also, I am very much loving my investment of the reference sheet because I just yeah. Yeah, I actually address Battle Spirits in the video
Because I know the first full like gaming device I had was the Game Boy Advance, and I saw there was Digimon stuff for it. I just never played it until, obviously upgrade to the DS thereafter. But I make a reference to it. Where did I do it? Yeah, you can see Battle Spirit right there. I reference it. I know it exists. I I know most of the Digimon games exist. I'm aware of, where they kind of came out and what they did for the franchise. I just never played like half of them. Anyways, let's get back here to where I'm doing it.
With this one, so stick with me here. We have
All right. So flip. We probably want to be in the center for this since we're dealing now with the dual screens. So we have to be mindful of not completely blocking up everything.
So stick with me here. We have as the Digimon story series. So stick with me here. We have Digimon World DS that was released back in November.
Do I need this background footage here or not?
I'm going to lose you with this one, so stick with me here. We have
I think so, but what do I want to do?
so stick with here.
I think it just moving off to the side, maybe. Let me think. Oh, welcome to Twitch. No worries, no worries. Go to wherever it's comfortable for you, Quake. I dual stream for a reason. Because I know Twitch has some advantages over YouTube, but YouTube is the wider audience, so, and that's where most of my audience seems to be. Oh yeah, if I just shrink myself down here, I think that would work to not block it.
Stick with me here. We have to know as the Digimon story series actually began with a Digimon World game called Digimon World.
All right. Why did it make Twitch black? Ugh, I'll have to deal with it. I'm having a lot of hate with this new chat bubble chat that I have. It feels like it keeps breaking on me and not doing stuff that it's supposed to be doing. So I'm gonna have to look into a new chat probably over this one I'm currently using. But it's fine, it's fine, it's life. I'm slowly figuring out all the streaming stuff. Okay, I know this section I am basically trying to stay silent on. What do I want to do?
Series actually began with a Digimon World game called Digimon World DS.
Yeah, we just do it slight tilt to emphasize. Oh, I need to actually do the reverse. I need to put this up here and have me down here, and that way I could do something like this. There we go, just to signify that I need to do a transition, a little pop-up transition.
Digimon Dawn was a sequel that came out in September of 2007, using the trend of different version games that Pokemon does. Before our we're going to focus on Dawn and
Let's see. Ugh, get some more soda. All right. Where am I doing? I know we're doing cuts right now for the frames. Saving this section.
2007.
the trend of different games that Pokemon does. Before
Okay, I can put myself here. I think. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah, putting myself here makes sense. I think because I'm doing the little cutaway here of yeah, they were definitely doing some stuff to mimic Pokemon at this time.
chasing the trend of different version games that Pokemon does, but for our purposes,
Oh, I remember why I ran into footage issues. I gotta address that though. Dang it, that's gonna suck. Uh,
for our purposes, Pokemon does, but for our purposes, we're going to focus on our purposes.
we can overcome this. We'll do a cut here. Oh yeah, me too. I've always thought Digimon, yeah, the Digimon IP, yeah. I've always thought that it works best in regards to you know, literally what you said, doing its own thing. Hello, Bips here. Welcome to the stream and my video editing. Uh but going back to you, Quick Drop here. I always thought Digimon works best as far as being a storytelling medium on top of its RPG mechanics rather than trying to chase any sort of trends that's kind of out there. And I definitely think you're sexually attracted to Digimon. Which Digimon? Which Digimon? Which Digimon whimper? It's an important question. Which Digimon? uh I keep losing my train of thought. But what's the word that I'm thinking? Oh yeah, I think Cyber Sleuth in Hacker Slumber really is where we started seeing them doing their own thing, and obviously Time Stranger elaborate that. The one thing I wish the Digimon IP would do that I don't think they will because it seems to be counterintuitive of what the writers like to do is to try to put it all together in some kind of same universe. As far as uh, you know, this is where all the characters actually interact with each other, and you can have people of the different series have, I guess, crossovers more frequently. And I think it's doable with how they set it up, being Digimon has different world servers, and you could naturally do some sort of multiverse shenanigans to make it all work. But I know the reason they probably won't do that is Digimon so far has led a lot of the writers to want to do their own thing and experiment. Yeah, yeah, and that's my idea. I mean, my main basis for all of that is being story first is Tamers and adventure. Because if you look back how Digimon was when it was competing with Pokemon initially when that first released, flat out Digimon just shot Pokemon out of the water as far as anything that's remotely a story narrative. Pokemon has nothing on Digimon as far as emotional development, character stakes, consequences, any of that stuff. We had literal dark Digivolutions, Digimon dying, dealing with personal trauma and family dynamics. Pokemon just never could compete on that front. And how I kind of view Digimon is because Digimon has your individual partners as their own characters that are part of yourself, it can be intertwined into a mutual development as a building of emotional connections between them. So it just makes perfect sense in my mind that Digimon should be leaning more into the story aspects over anything. I just wish they would elaborate more on the story as far as trying to conjoin everything together rather than trying to just keep on branching out into new ideas and never really uh, keeping it concise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I view it. Now, personally, I think with how long Digimon has been around, I really think they could have their cake and eat it too with the world servers that they've kind of been developing. Because we do have 3 unique world servers, a 4th one coming out soonish if it hasn't already. I don't know what the China one's development is on that front just yet. But you could literally do multiverse shenanigans of each place has its own unique world server. You could do your unique stories based on those world servers, say this is a parallel universe or whatever you need to do. And then you can have a mechanic where there is an in-between world where the world servers collide or start to overlap, where you can have these interactive stories. I think it makes perfect sense you can get away with it and still give writers the creativity to do their own thing, because you could go the route of making new world servers or saying it's a story that's occurring in this world server that other people may not see. I don't know. I think there's a way that they could do it narratively, but I don't think they would because they want that freedom to do whatever it is they want to do. Really, it just kind of depends, really, what the franchise is like going forward. Because I do know Time Stranger is going to be opening the door a lot as far as how we view the world servers. Because we obviously had Drazel, Homeros, I forget the Shimbala guy, but we have all 3 of them literally interacting in the in between as they're kind of what I'm referring to, a center point connecting their servers. So I think it's possible. They just got to flesh it out and actually pursue that if that's something they want to do. Oh, what was I saying here? Hello, Jeffaro. Welcome to the stream.
Version games that Pokemon does, but for our purposes,
Yeah, and we could just do a zoom up right here. But for our purposes, and then we can go to faceless for a bit. Oh, I gotta figure out how to cut this down. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Hey, you're definitely one of the newer generations in Jafaro as far as Cyber Sleuth. Good, that's a good place to start off with. Um, with how I'm currently editing the video, my starting off point with Digimon was Dawn and Dusk, which was on the DS series. So it's a good almost 10-year difference between where you kind of started off, but that is definitely a good place to get into Digimon. And welcome to the franchise. Obviously, if you like Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, you hopefully stuck around for Time Stranger 2. I think Time Stranger is just an overall improvement completely as far as what Cyber Sleuth was. In fact, once I finish editing up my keyframes here, we're getting into Cyber Sleuth as far as talking about it. So hopefully, before I leave today, we can at least get the background footage done and dealt with on that front. Uh, End of Ghost Game? Gotcha. I never saw Ghost Game, but I need to. I unfortunately kind of left off on the Digimon franchise during Digifuse or Cross Arts. However, it's titled now these days. So I unfortunately, dropped off for a bit and kind of missed out on some of the new stuff like Ghost Games or the app Digimon or the apps show or the Adventure 2020 remake. So
those areas of the franchise are vague to me, but that's just because at my point in life, I was a chirpball Chiropomon. Ooh, I don't know that name. Let me look it up real fast. Hang on. Chirpmon. Who is that? Oh, is that from the new one, the Beat Break? That's who you're referring to, right? The Bat Digimon? He looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Does he digivolve already? I think he might. I haven't seen it, so I probably don't want to immediately know all the spoilers. But yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty cool Digimon. I really dig that design. And I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with it going forward. I need to watch Beat Break at some point, but I've been so busy with other things. But that's my life in general. I'm busy with a lot of things. Well, get the plushie if you can. I don't know what your situation is, so I'm not sure how easy that is for you to get the plushie. But go for it, man, if you can. What? Dropo plushie? Is there official one? Probably. Let me see. Oh yeah, there's a well, yeah, there's a head of yeah, there's a plushie of it. I don't know how easy it is to get, but what? Yeah, there you can get it shipped directly from Japan. I see one list. I'm not sure if it's the same one that you're referring to, but I see one listed for 13 US dollars. That's probably not accounting for shipping from Japan, but it's doable depending on how much free income you've got. So, just got to look into it, I guess. Just avoid stuff like eBay if you can, because they're gonna charge you out of the wazoo. Because it's eBay. They're not very good as far as getting you deal. I'm a new fan because of the card games because they got me super invested. Besides the guys, yeah, I definitely get you there. Quick drop. Uh, I've always been invested in Digimon. I just really got back into the series with Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, and then the Digimon TCG really made me actively participate in the community again. So, yeah, it's good to have people who were previously interested revisit because apparently we missed out on like a lot of things. Like a lot of I saw that Cross Wars or whatever basically had all the main characters all show up for that series. So like, what? You got Tamers, a Data Squad, and everything back there? Shoosh, what did I miss? The main thing I wish I would know more about would be the Atmon, the that Digimon project, because it's just clearly getting a lot more investment in the TCG side, and apparently people really love that show that I have no knowledge of. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know anything about it. Why do people love this as much as they do? Why is it getting so much support? Just a curious thing. Anyway, let's see. Born to Dawn and Dusk, as it was a direct expansion on what Digimon TOS refined the mechanics of battles and how the Digifarm worked, and a bunch of other minor things that the Digifarm worked. Okay, and we need to pop back up here. All right. Hang on. Let's see how much I'm other money. Yeah, we're blocking up the screen quite a bit. So much. Hang on. Did my thing censor you, or why is the chat block you out? Hang on. What'd you say? Oh no, you censored yourself. So many Atmon fans on blank must be because of BL. Hang on. I need to see.
I don't know what curse word you're referring to, but yes, I guess BL. There's some kind of thing going on, but I'm happy. Oh, I oh no, when it Digimon. Supposedly, I think it's supposed to release sometime this year, Jafaro. We had the beta last year, so it's close to being ending its development. They just haven't given us a full date yet. But Twitter.com. I gotcha. I got you quick. I'm really hoping Digimon Elysium comes out soon because one thing I do want to do with the channel is make actual videos of me playing the Digimon Elysium game. So that would definitely be something I plan on diverting time to as far as long form content that would be outside my normal shorts. It's just hard to want to do that with DC Go because there's constant issues with the simulator and all the decks I like to use keep breaking. Yeah, probably. The one that I've got, the chat bot that I'm using right now does censor links. Supposedly not supposed to be all links, but I've been having issues with this current chat bot that's allowing my chat bubbles to form, so it might be blocking stuff that it shouldn't be. I have to look into it. I've been very mixed with this current chat box I'm using, so I'm just trying to find what's gonna work best. Oh, Edido, why you should play Digimon Time Stranger. That's basically the title of the video. Probably might adjust the wording a bit, but basically I was super impressed with Time Stranger and what it all did, and I want to make a video just kind of going over my thoughts on Time Stranger and kind of how it relates to me with my experience with the Digimon franchise. So this whole video is ending up being a complete breakdown of what I think Time Stranger is, why you should play it, and then just kind of the history that led up to Time Stranger as being the franchise or being the success it ended up being. Other money things that I'm probably not immediately thinking of. All right, we gotta do another keyframe here. Work. Other money things. Maybe I should be back in the center. Yeah, probably. Nah, well, I'm probably thinking of. You need to know is these games need to be. Yeah, that was my thinking. Just, I mean, I'm pre-existing fan, but I feel like it's a great way for people that are completely oblivious or new to the franchise, you know, to see their views on someone that has been around since Digimon originally began and how I think things have shifted from my own perspective to really convince people to give it a shot to try out the game or something like that. That's my thoughts. Yeah, go right ahead. Quick drop. And I appreciate your help with the keywords. It's going to definitely assist me as far as the overall script. Um, I think I'm going to put the immediate tutorial video on a slightly longer back burner after this video because we are starting to get some new information on how the dual system is supposed to work. So I'm hoping we can at least get information on how it works exactly. So I can make an expert in the video just to say that this is an upcoming mechanic and what it's designed to do. But we'll see. Obviously, got to try to finish this video first. And once this is done, I'll divert more time into actually putting things together as far as how it's going to fully work and obviously using your sense. Yeah, exactly. That's my thinking here because it from everything that they've been kind of like alluding to. It's supposed to be a mechanic that's going to shake up the meta quite a bit. So I'm very hesitant to not include it into the video just because if it shakes up a lot of things, obviously that's going to lead to a lot of new dynamics we may have not otherwise thought of. But I just need to know more information before I make that decision. So it's going to be like a TM placeholder section. Oh, it's this Friday or next Friday? Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. The ruling, I just need to know what the mechanic does, and then obviously we can let the lawyers work with the rest of it. Yeah. Perfect. I'll need that link for sure. I'm going to have to see how it works so I know how to frame it with everything else.
Is sort of Digimon look into a narrative approach to the game franchise, and what eventually led to Digimon separated as its own category within. So long as we're looking at anything else.
All right, this is the section I need to do another keyframe. So hang on, let me listen
What
here.
you need to know is these games is where Digimon started. What you need to know is these games is
This is the next keyframe. What you need to know is, and then I guess we could do something else to bring us to the side or something. I don't know.
is these games is where Digimon started to really look into a more narrative approach to the game franchise.
Now I don't need a keyframe here. Let me quickly pull up my Twitter. Twitter. Oh, I see the link. Perfect. Excellent. Yes, I need to get as much information on what that ends up being as possible. That is gonna be the best thing for me as far as figuring out how we make the tutorial or the how to play video. But everything else should be easy to work around regardless. Because I think the biggest thing I need to make sure we're communicating is the keywords and how that affects the progression of the game. But most of that's already pre-established, so it should be an issue. All right.
And what led to separated as a category within.
All right, there's the cutaway. Oh, I zoomed too far.
My overview of Digimon World Dawn and Dusk is going to be kept short, simply because if you want an average person, my
All right.
my overview of Digimon World Dawn and Dusk is going to be kept short.
All right. This is gonna be our next keyframe right here.
Because if you want an average person's perspective of the game, you're best off watching mainly.
You're best off watching, and then yeah, and then we quit to none because we talked about Jaden. Have you seen Jaden's animation video on Digimon Dawn at all, Quake? Because that was kind of what made me want to make this video, honestly.
Now, my overview of
We flip.
Dusk is going to be kept short simply because.
Oh wait, no, I used the wrong one. No, I need the regular concerned one. 2.1. -404. -741. -741. There. Uh-oh, that's not it. 741. There we go.
Is going to be kept short because if you want an average person's perspective of the game, you're best watching the game.
then we can do a flip around to point out to this here. I very much saw, Jensen. It was all the news in the community. Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of why I want part of my video here. Why I want to address that because obviously I'm biased. I think or Digimon Dawn is like my favorite game because that's what got me into it. But I easily see the problems with the game and why Digimon has been very hard for people to get into as far as actually playing the franchise. And I kind of want to address the history of why that is and then really highlight why Time Stranger is the best for everyone. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And part of my whole video is I just want to really highlight that now is those two are the best things to, or at least Time Stranger with what I'm working on is the best way to get into Digimon if you're at all interested. Just because it's so easy, it's convenient. It sure has some small minor flaws, but it is the most accessible game you could possibly get at this time.
Game. You're best off watching an animation video perspective of game. You're better.
I don't think I need a concern. I think I want this. Yeah, and then we just flip. That's the run button. Oh!
Jaden, animation video of her playthrough. Also, Jaden, if you're reading her playthrough.
Alright, and now I do the funny thing.
Also, Jaden, if you're somehow watching the playthrough.
I did another funny bit here of talking to Jaden. Here, I'll just play it.
Also, Jaden, if you're somehow watching this video, yes, you should play Digimon Time Stranger. Please, I'm begging you. You'll love it. I'll even buy you the game, please.
I highly doubt she would ever watch this video, but if she does, I think that would be a funny thing for her to see.
Also,
What is it? How do I want to do this? Uh, I gotta beg. I gotta beg for the attention. Beg them to do stuff. Just please, I'm begging you. Do it. All I'm missing is the poster of "Do It for Her," but it's for Time Stranger. Just do it for Time Stranger. That's all I'm missing. Yeah.
Jaden, so.
All right. This is definitely my more keyframe intensive one, but it's worth it.
So Jaden.
Should I be? I should be in front of the text, I think. Right?
So Jaden, if
I think that makes sense. Let's bring this down.
so. Jaden, if you're Jaden,
Yeah. Also, Jaden, if you're watching this,
so Jaden, I'm not watching this video. Jaden, I'm not watching this video. Yeah.
here.
If you're not watching this video.
The YouTube I know it really is, and I
About it.
do a few YouTube posts because that's just where most of my subscribers are. But it's like YouTube is definitely trying to be the all-in-one platform for everything, so it's working super hard to do that. And I kind of like it just because, as a content creator, that's where I'm posting all my videos, so it's super easy to just take a look and see if I need to interact with anyone that way. But I'm not good with social media stuff, so it's still just kind of one of those things of
Video.
it's there. What am I doing?
Video. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You should play Digimon. You should.
yes. All right, we get to the begging.
Yes.
No, we can do a flip instead. Uh, we'll do a little thing just to highlight the situation.
Yes. 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 Should plug them on Time Stranger.
And then we get to the begging.
Time Stranger. Please. I'm begging.
Here we go.
Stranger, please.
325. 3.25. Negative 1190. We flip. Negative 275. Negative 2.
Please. I'm begging you. You'll love it. I'm begging you.
Yeah, and then we start getting into the panic face right here. Right.
Oh, even my name, please. Yeah, please. I'm please. I'm begging you. Please.
No, I need to do it at the I'm begging you section.
Begging you. You'll love it. I'm begging you.
Yeah. The progression to madness.
Please. I'm begging you.
325, 3.25. Negative 1190. Negative 275. Negative 2.75. Then we flip.
You should play Time Stranger. Please. I'm begging you. Love it. You can do.
Then we just keep spiraling into madness.
Please. I'm begging you. Love it. Oh, even.
I need to do.
Even buy you game.
The last section needs to be a shaky frame. I don't recall how I do that editing wise. Oh no, shoot! I forgot. I need to copy this. Dang it! I keep making more work for me than I need to.
Game.
Just bigger and bigger and bigger.
You love it. Oh, even buy you the game. Please.
There we go. That's my YouTube begging or my VTuber begging. Dang it! I did it again. Stop it. Get some help. There we go.
Game.
editing a bit looks inside more editing. Yeah, that is editing in a nutshell. I think I'm done with one editing, and then it's like, oh no, I got more. I got more to do. Like this whole thing just involved a bunch of keyframes. Like, oh, I'm just gonna make the YouTube thing follow his head, so I could do like the gag, and then I have to do like all these keyframes just to keep it all together.
No, I'm sorry.
My overview on world.
It's just there's nothing editing. Uh, by far though, the reason why it's been so long for me to get around to finishing this video is my ode to Time Stranger. Um, it's its own separate video, but I take it you probably haven't seen like my full cut as a tribute to Time Stranger, have you, Quake? If you haven't, I could just play it here. It's part of the video. I just ended up uploading it as its own separate thing because I'm really proud of it. Oh, well, while I'm waiting for your reply, let me see. Okay, yeah, no big deal. So, yeah.
Enjoy.
Can I move this over? Yeah, that's good. Director's commentary? Okay. I'm busy jamming in the background. But director's commentary, I just wanted to highlight the key points of Time Stranger, so and I just did it alongside Braveheart because it's a very emotional song for me. So I just basically used all sorts of keyframes from it to kind of work with it more or less. AMVs, we kind of really do, man. I miss AMVs. I miss that era of YouTube. But the biggest problem is copywriting, and a lot of songs these days get copyrighted. Now, luckily with Braveheart, that while the song is copyrighted, it's not. It doesn't mean that you can't upload it on YouTube. You just can't monetize the video. Now, obviously, I'm nowhere near monetization, so I'm not at all concerned about that, which is why I've made this the introduction. I don't care if I get money out of this video. This is a passion project for me, but I really just want to convey my feelings through one of Digimon's best songs and, you know, do a sort of AMV style with it. But anyways, show me your brave heart. Then we got the Olympus 12 here. Da, da. Bing, bing, ba-da-doo, ba-da-da-doo. Ba-da-doo. Yeah, and then, yeah. And then we got the little thing, but I'm a passionate guy. I may not always display my passion, but when I'm really passionate about something, I'll go to hell and high water for it. And this has been definitely one of those things of I really want to put this out there, and I don't care how much time or resources it takes because I want it to happen, more or less. But I did do a little misleading theory, as I'm sure you saw with the or with playing Time Stranger. This is actually the DNA for Grace Nova. But I didn't want to give too many spoilers for Time Stranger just in case there's people who actually don't play the game that watch it that are convinced to play it. So I did a quick cutaway as, oh, it's actually Jupitermon. That's who those colors are for, right? Right? That way we don't spoil the big twist of the game. Though honestly, it's probably not that big of a twist. You could see it happen as things progress, but I don't want to spoil anything too much other than we're following Ajumon's journey and obviously the hints. Anyway, but that video is up by itself on my YouTube channel if you don't want to get distracted with me and my talking. But it's gonna be, of course, included in the main video here. I'm just very proud of that edit. I know, it's 6 months old. It's crazy. Craziness. Alright. We're almost done here with my keyframes for Dawn, so we can get into Cyber Sleuth. So let me listen to a
But to
bit
give you
more.
a general overview of Digimon World Dawn and Dusk, to put it at its most basic of levels, is a mix of your typical Pokemon creature collection and
Okay, yeah, this is mostly just me talking, and I don't need to keyframe any of this.
And what I think is the pinnacle of the Digifarm with the ability to not just train Digimon, but also breed Digi-Eggs. It does.
Wait, why is this different? Did I mess up this? I did. I forgot to. Hang on. Hang on. We gotta fix this. Dang it. I'm always missing something. It's 175. There we go. I would definitely. Oh, not. You're right. It's not 6 months old yet. It's only about 4 months, isn't it? October. Oh yeah, it's not even 4 months. It's 3 months right now. Jeez. Okay. Anyway, you get what I mean. One. Okay, they're the same.
Also breed Digi-Eggs. It does little to offset the main problem that people like Jading Animation had, which is that the game can be quite grindy. While it never personally negatively.
Okay, I need to pop up here. So, let me listen to this again.
While it never personally negatively affected me, with no way to prevent random encounters, a maze-like map that you can easily get.
I only need to do a quick pop up, I think.
While it never personally negatively affected me, with no negatively affected me.
Okay, that's just where I need to end. Which face? Which face? This face, I think.
Which is that the game can be quite grindy. While it
Yeah, just a quick pop up here just to say, hey, I'm still here. Though I'll probably. What the heck? Why did I zoom in like that? It's fine.
While it never personally negatively affected me, with no way to prevent random encounters, a maze-like map that you can easily get lost in, and mechanics that are not always explained, it can be quite off-putting for most that try out this game. It most certainly doesn't.
Oh yeah. Do I need to show up for this section? Yeah, Monster Packs is here too. It is me. Yippee. Let me see.
It most certainly doesn't help that despite the overall length of the game and the sheer amount of content and quests, the game has a rather lackluster story that you will in no way remember once you've played it. I'm pretty sure most.
Okay, this is where I need to pop up. Oh, you never played Digimon World Dusk, did you, Quake Drop? Because I've got another funny bit that you could probably see. Hang on, let me put in my keyframe here while I wait for your response. All right, let's see. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure most people who played.
Okay, that's fine. Here, I'll just play
So here-
this clip then, and you can see the funny bit because you don't even need to play the game to know. I just was curious if you would even remember this scene at all, but let me do it.
I'm pretty sure most people who played the game won't be able to recall the names of side character tamers that helped you in your quest, unless you played Dusk.
Definitely.
In which case, all you can remember is Chief Julia in this scene.
It should have been me, not him!
There are.
So basically, there is in Dusk when you're doing the whole quest of Lightfang is under control and the main character for that side is stuck at Dusk. You have the option to have the guy stay at your home or not. Yeah, exactly. If you say no, she'll just say, "Well, you need to stay with him." And unfortunately, with Chief Julia, her Digimon is Chaos Gallantmon, and she's kind of falling into that goth aesthetic that Dusk is kind of leaning into. So, the goth baddie is wanting to have my rival stay at her place than me. So, leave all knowledge, yeah. Exactly. So, people who have played the game will recognize the scene, probably go, "Oh no," and then people who haven't seen it will just go, "Oh my gosh." So it's just another funny bit to add to the whole. So I think it's brilliant to add into this, just to really hone in that there is some funny stuff that goes on with these games. Anyway, here, let me finish up this keyframe, and we're gonna get to the context clues. Yeah, that's my guess, because yeah, if you got it from the clip and you've never played the game, I'm pretty sure everyone else will. There's enough there with how I framed it to the lead up and then to playing it where you can probably get the idea of, okay, I can see why she's probably remembered. Now they just need to make a card of her in the TCG game, and or Dawn and Dusk fans will go rabid. Anyway, let me finish up my keyframes here.
While it never personally negatively affected me, with no way to prevent random encounters, a maze-like map that you can easily get lost in, and mechanics that are not always explained, it can be quite off-putting for most that try out this game. It most certainly does.
All right. Let's see. Put this here. Well,
Most people game won't be able to the game and your
wait, did I want to have it here or the other place? Hang on, let me listen to this again.
It most certainly doesn't help that despite the overall length of the game and the sheer amount of content and quests, the game has a rather.
No. Right where that keyframe is just where I need to have it.
I'm pretty sure most people.
All right, here we go. Yeah, we can be on the opposite side here since that window's not in use. Um, I probably need to hide it. It's not up enough to where I think the person who video I'm using for the backstream footage won't mind if I'm blocking it.
I'm pretty sure most people who played the game won't be able to recall the names of side character tamers that helped you in your quest. Unless
Let's see.
most people who played the game will be able to recall the names of side helped you in your quest. Side character helped you in your quest. Dusk, in which case all you can remember. Unless you played Dusk, in which case all you can remember is Chief Julia in this scene.
I probably need to turn down the volume a bit. We'll just do -10 real fast, just so it's not blasting in my ears. Anyways,
Most people play the game will be able to recall names of side gamers to help you in your quest. Play Dusk.
unless you played Dusk. Copy.
You're done.
Shrink that. Oh, not that much shrinking. Yeah.
Side gamers to help you in your quest. Play Dusk, in which case all you can remember this. Which remembers Chief Julia in this.
Yep. All right. And here's our last keyframes before we get into the fun part.
There are other.
Yeah, and you probably don't know it, Quick Drop, but there were other Digimon story games before Cyber Sleuth and Hacker Slumber. So that's part of my addressing of it. But to my knowledge, most of those only ever got a Japanese release. So part of it is me trying to address the actual frame of when Digimon story began, because it really did begin with DS. I mean, Digimon World 3 probably classifies as a Digimon story game, but it didn't get the branding until Digimon World DS, funny enough, which is crazy. Anyway,
there are other.
All right, and we just go over here. That's the wrong button. Oh, there we go.
Other Digimon story games that came out after this that group, but none of them I directly played.
All right. And then we do our concerned face right here. All right. 1.86. -1947. -1947. What's the next one? -632. 632.
Came out after this that improved the formula. None of them that I really played were really the best to my knowledge. Where we really do.
All right. And then we just go back to our normal face and then the happy face.
See the next iteration of the Digimon story franchise and see the next direct influence that it has on Time Stranger's development is our next pair of games.
Our next pair of games right here. All right, these keyframes, and then we do the fun part. Otherwise, the part that I hate, where I gotta do a quick intro and then do all of the background footage. Just to go ahead and show off, we are doing the intro to Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory as being this song. Yeah, I love this song.
You can ignore the current background footage. That's just from the trailers that I've got together. Now, I think it's but I basically gotta edit this background footage for the immediate intro, and then we gotta do just the hard part of putting backgrounds for this whole section, and then we get into Time Stranger, and that's the part that I'm scared about editing wise. But we'll see how it goes. Uh, I honestly feel like I'm buying off more than I could chew doing this, but I really want this video to go through. I know, just for the two. Oh yeah, I didn't buy it for the Time Stranger game, but there are definitely some tracks of it that just adding it is just like holy smoky. I want this in the game so bad. Uh, Hopester is definitely one of the best tracks. What's the other one I was considering? Hang on, there was a second track that I was wanting to possibly do. I think it's the Hacker's Dignity. Hang on, let me see if it's this one. Yeah, this was the second one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna doing releasing this video no matter what. I'm putting in the work to do so, and put my face out there. I think I guess I'm saying I might have bitten off more than I can chew is I'm trying to release this by the end of January, but with the amount of editing that I've been able to do with just my free time, I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but I'm trying to give it my best shot. That's where I'm just saying I might have been off more than I can chew. I could definitely get done by end of February, no matter what, because that's plenty of time. And the last intensive editing portion is going to be this, because this is where I really start talking about the game and the mechanics. But there's going to be a lot more editing involved with that could just eat into my personal time, since I took this week off of work to do the editing and do household chores after the holidays, and get to do stuff. But I I was choosing between either doing Hopester or Hacker's Dignity. This one right here, if it's playing in the background. But I think Hopester is better fitting for an intro, right? Because I mean, Hackers has that banger of a zinger, but it's not like a main theme of. I know, yeah. If only we could have a locked in time chamber, I would get so much stuff done with a hyperbolic time changer. It would be fantastic. Yeah, I think Hopester is just a lot closer to the main theme of what Cyber Sleuth is, and while I'll probably find a place to put Hacker's Dignity into the background music, this is just a lot better of a zinger for highlighting the intro to Cyber Sleuth and starting into the discussion, because we just go into the protagonist sort of theme. Anyway, let me get this keyframe done here, and we will get to work on editing that. I gotta find gameplay footage though of someone who plays the game, so that's gonna be another thing I need to get around to doing. We can worry about that later. We want to first do the intro, because all I need to do with the background gameplay footage is just editing it to make sure that it's following what I'm saying, like the past games. Let's really do see the next iteration.
All right, hang on. We're in this section now.
Where we really do see the next iteration.
All right, we just gotta zoom in because we're now the center of attention, like the attention whore that I am. Ooh, caffeine.
Really do see the next iteration of the Digimon story franchise. The direct influence that it has on Time Stranger.
Let me see what we want to do.
Of the Digimon story franchise and see the next direct influence that it has on Time Stranger's development is our next pair of games.
We just needed. This would be an animation bit for movement, so we just gotta do a simple keyframe to highlight that this is gonna be an animation, and then I'll come back later to do it. Yeah, something like that. And then let's just make sure that this goes up. Another big thing I am worried about doing is how I'm just going to manage these sort of transitions to some of this stuff, because I have a general idea of how I can do the keyframe animations, but making them all smooth is always a concern. But that's going to be a future me problem.
As on Time Stranger's development is our next pair of.
Oh, wait, I messed that up. What? Oh, 829. Oops. Hit up 829. There we go.
As on games, that which being.
I cut off a bit there before this starts playing, so we need to move that back a bit. Hang on. Let me zoom in.
Which being.
Okay, let's see. Hang on. Okay, that works, I think. We do a brief black screen, and then we can go into our first scene here. Could do some studying by watching other DigiTubers reviews. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, possibly what I'll be doing. Like I said, this is all just trying to me have a baseline before I come back for the final edits. Because the biggest thing definitely for me to get this all together for me to actually publish as a video is just to make sure I have the background all done and a rough idea of transitions that I need to do. Like some of them I've already done with like the gags and stuff, just to make sure that they're already in place for me to not focus on later. But what I really need to do is just the more short snap transitions of just simple movement to keep people's attention on rather than just staring at like a blank PNG. Because I've got stuff like this. to start off as the whole intro of the video. And there's enough jumps to keep people involved with some of the stuff, but you know, there's just more I need to do. Anyway, so we have a momentary blackness right here. So yeah, so right here needs to be our first one, and I think we need to start this off with cyberspace. Uh-oh, I pulled the wrong trailer. No, I need that watermark gone. Hang on. I pulled the wrong one. Dang it. I need to resave it. Crap. Crap. Hang on. Let's get back. Cyber Sleuth trailer. thought I pulled the Bandai one. I guess not. Is this the right trailer? Hang on. I'm going to mute the video so it doesn't. Okay, this was the right one I was supposed to grab. Oopsie. That's fine. Let me just quickly save it. Ow! That was my back. Oh, my leg. What? No, it's the correct URL. Excuse me. Download, please and thank you. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get rid of this trailer. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 ba da ba da 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 ba da da ba da ba. All right, it's downloading. But anyway, I think we want to start this off with showing off Eden. Then we can, Eden. Then we can do a bit of arrangement of characters from Slumber and then the Cyber Sleuth game. Did you not download? Hello? Why are you doing this? Oh no, it's downloading. It's 73 megabytes. Sheesh! I'm gonna have to install something for my computer at this rate. How much storage space I got? 129 gigabytes. That should be plenty to get all this done. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I guess I can grab some stuff while that's downloading. I'm gonna need the Cyber Sleuth elemental charts. Yeah, element charts. I'm gonna need that. All right, so we save this image. Oh, it's a web file. What the heck? What are you talking about? A web file? Hang on, let's go to images. Shoot, you really are gonna say it's a web file? That's annoying. Well, we can convert those to PNGs. Let's just save it. Let's just web to PNG. First one, convert. What? I haven't used it. Okay. I'll use my backup server. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Did the video finish downloading? Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, let's add this just first. All right. We get rid of the audio. Goodbye. All right. Oh, I didn't. All right. Let's see if that's a good starting place. Hang on. We gotta zoom in a bit. Oops. I do have to increase the audio. I can't see the waves. There we go. Ba-da-da-da. Right here is where it needs to begin. Perfect. All right, move over, Eden. All right, hang on.
Which being
That probably needs to be a different image. That needs to be the next cut here. I'm just gonna be using this as yeah, the struggle of it getting video edit media. Yeah, I have a few resources to get the media, so I can actually just apply it to the video. Definitely, my biggest problem is just editing it because, unfortunately, I didn't record my own media to just have a catalog, so I'm having to dip into other resources and, just use what's immediate. All right, hang on. Let's see. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. There needs to be another cut here. All right, this is the next cut here because we're going into the high pitched note. Ba da da da. Ba 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 da ba 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 ba. I think the rest we could just figure out as we go along. Let's see, what's this footage like?
now
Yeah, the beat drop's where we're supposed to start talking. So let's just get to the beat drop and line that up. That should be where the beat drop is. Ah, that's the wrong button. Ow!
Now, I think it's important.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Next character that
I think that's. How do we want to do this? I think a immediate close-up shot of Eden works for this cut, and then we can start cutting into the interior of Eden, and then some of the action stuff that happens. I think that's how it's gonna work best. Oh yeah, we could just include all the cool scenes. I love this scene. This scene right here with Omnimon. As much as I hate Omnimon in the TCG meta right now,
and building bonds as
Just-
that of the real world and the
Oh,
digital
it's so
world slowly
cool.
become more and more
Look at
intertwined,
that.
and the Eater Menace begins.
Just look at that. That's perfect cinematography. Pull the hype moments and art in the video. That's what I'm trying to do for sure. This is definitely a hype moment. It's just like, oh my gosh, look at her. And it's a JoJo reference. She's using her stand. It's Omnimon. We're fucked. It's so hype they put in the TCG. I know. I just love this scene. It's just like, oh my gosh. Gunbuster. I haven't seen Gunbuster, but this definitely reminds me of a JoJo stand user thing. But anime is just full of those kind of moments. Like, oh, they're throwing down. They're so cool.
That we see one of the most strong suits on the that story and statistics that actually characters have ever grown weight as supposed to be pushed in the direction of
Yeah. But we definitely want the hype moments, so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the hype moments, and then obviously the rest of the background footage is just, background. All right, we can cut this out. We'll probably short this piece, but I definitely need to include that. Oh, this reminds me of Lord Nightmon. Our allusion to Gunbuster? Okay. Anyway, let's not get distracted too much. We still need to do stuff. Maybe do something like this. Hang on. Let's see.
Is our next pair of games, that which being
Maybe.
pair of games, that which
Why is this so pushed out?
games, that which
Oh no, I this is the section I messed up on. There we go. We're figuring it out. Hang on. Ba-da-da-da. Then maybe right here. Ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, that works. Because we have the beginning of Eden here. So we have Eden. We get enough of the buzz thing, so we could probably adjust this a bit more. Hang on, let's see how long that lasts. Something like that here. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. That kind of works. So let's scoot that back. All right, so this needs to be our next cut right here. Let's think. I don't want to spend too much on Eden, so I think the next thing needs to be some of the characters, probably, right? Hang on, let's scoot back a bit here. I've got the Hacker Slumber. I need to see what moments we have for their trailer. Let's mute the audio here since we're not trying to listen. How long does this last for? Maybe? I hate the Hacker's Memory trailer because they do so many quick edits. It sucks. I just want to get the cool moments. Uh. All right, here's an aura moment right here. Oh, we could do something cool with this. So we could do a pan out shot with him, and then we can transition instead of this scene to the what's it called? Why do I keep forgetting her name? But with the actual Omnimon. So yeah, let's do that. We can find a spot for that, I think, because we have the explosion. He looks up surprised, and then if we bring this to the our girl right here, just something like this. Hang on, wait for it. So we have the explosion, we back, and then we have this, something like that. Yeah, yes, I got it. I got it. All right, hang on, we gotta zoom in a bit so we could get the exact keyframe down. All right, so let's short that down. Maybe right here, something like that. Let's see, hang on. So the explosion happens. Yeah, something like that. We can make that fit somewhere. It's long, though. That's the problem. We can do a quick cut, though. We will make it. We will find the spot place for it. All right, we gotta listen. Bow. Ba 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 da 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 da. How long is that comparatively? We can move this cutscene out. Oh, we got plenty of space for this. We would just have to do some minor editing. Anyway. Da 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 da. Oh, I think that's perfect. Like this final scene here, and then we can have the title pop up right in front. We could probably move our thing back for the drop beat. And then we could just start talking after the beat, since we're trying to do a title. Hang on, do I have this Cyber Sleuth title by itself? I don't think I do. Digimon Survive. Blank. No. Digimon World. I don't. Okay, well, we'll have to grab that real fast. So let me move over and I first gotta convert these other things to P B P to PNG. I need to convert these first, so let's do that. All right. Convert. I need to convert these two. Excellent. Perfect. All right, those are downloaded. So, oh, excuse me. I will for sure need these
in my discussion. So where did they get dropped off to? Right here. So let's just find a quick spot down the road for that. Da, 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 da. Cyber Sleuth title. Where is it? I gotta find that online here. Get out. Get out. Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition title. Is this the one without a background? I don't think so. No, that's got a white background to it. Dang it, I need a transparent. This just says Cyber Sleuth. Oh, no, wait, this one does. Perfect. So we save that. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Yes. Okay, perfect. Step aside, audio. We are trying to go gangbuster right now. We could move this back, I think. Hang on, let's see. Hang on. As you could probably see, Quick Drop, when it comes down to my editing, I am very sporadic, unfortunately. So I'm jumping around all over the place trying to make something work and piecemeal it from there. I don't think we need the explosion. I think just him being right there. Yeah, and if we can try to find some way to hold that frame, that would be fantastic. We could probably move it. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what I try to be. That's where my sort of brain goes, and I think it works for half of the time because I'll just start. Yeah, I mean, how my brain works as far as editing, there is a structure to it, but to get to that structure requires a lot of sporadic things to come together. So I'm constantly jumping between one thing over the other, fine tuning it until it's to where I feel it's right, and then it's structured all together from there. Like when it comes to my bits, I only think of them after the fact, after I've like set all the audio, and then once I've actually put together is where, it all comes down. But we want his eyes to glow with the beat drop. All right, hang on. So we're gonna dodge the title a bit. We can just move this to wherever that needs to go. So. I think that works. Now we need his lights to glow then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what things are looking like for me. All right, hang on. Let's see how this works right now.
Something like that. I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to sync this all towards the beat with the limited time frame I have, so we gotta find this out. Maybe here? That's too late. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. That's close. We're almost there. We're just like a millisecond off. Something like that. I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to tune the music to, right, or the video to right now. I want the drop to occur right with the pan out, and then we get to the title screen. Ba, da, 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 da. So we have that like crescendo where we have the pose, and then we have the title drop on top of that. I think the title drop needs to just fall on this beat, right? That seems like it's more accurate. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, like that, like that. That's what it should be right there. And then we can find some footage to transition as we start talking. But that's perfect. All right, so we got that section done. So we have this build up right here. So let me just replay it to make sure it works well. Oh yeah, it works perfect with this music sync. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the sync we want. Let's go. All right, so now we gotta worry about the rest of this. All right, so we know how we want to start this. Now we know how we want to end it. So now we gotta. Yeah, exactly. We've got the perfect pan. I just have to find the if we even want to do any footage after that while we do the towel drop before we start talking. But that's perfect. Cinema, absolute cinema. That's right. Now we just gotta build to the epic moment. Yeah, so we got the little phase out here. So we don't need any more Eden, I don't think. So we want to start teasing the story. So we got to go back to our catalog. Yeah, exactly. We got to build it up. So we want to include some of these flying frames, and we want to show
we want to show her at some point because that's going to lead into the hype moment of, holy shit, she's got Omnimon right behind her. So, yeah, we want to grab her scene. So we want to grab her. We want to include some of the flying stuff. So let's see. We need to show. We need to show the baddie. So we gotta, show the eater coming out. Because all this is supposed to be a build-up. Go back. Go. There we go. That's good enough to grab the footage. All right, so we want this. I don't know if we'll be able to use her or not. We will see if we can use her. I don't think I got the space for it in the intro, but we want to try and get the Miss Lady. I'm cold. I forgot to button up my shirt. I think it's hilarious how she doesn't have her shirt buttoned up, and then it turns out it's Alphamon. Because it's like, does Alphamon either think they look sexy like this without the button shirt, or do they not understand that how a button-up shirt works and they just wing it? So it leaves things to interpretation. Don't underestimate the button-ups. Yeah. There's just some funny stuff with Alphamon after the reveal, like, oh shoot, this was Alphamon all along? They don't understand coffee, so maybe they don't understand button-ups. I don't know if we need to include this scene or not. Oh, I was gonna say earlier with Nightmon, I really wish they would bring out more support specifically for Lord Nightmon, because there is enough deck stuff out there for just a pure Lord Nightmon deck, because there is plenty of searchers to allow you to build up to him. There's just not that very many good cards to help you build up into him, at least that share the same like Lord Nightmon text. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely cool as far as clearly they're trying to relate to us. They understand some things, they don't get it, but they're trying. And especially if it's a good guy, it's like, oh, you're just doing your best. We might be able to include this scene. Let's see. Because now the second thing I need to do as far as editing is concerned is we do need to make sure that we're including both characters. I know that's what I'm kind of like weirded about. And we have the freaking Lord Nightmon ace where you're forcing everything to give collision. Yeah, okay. The chat is censoring you for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, I need to figure out why this chat bot keeps censoring you like it does. It's starting to annoy me. No, that's the wrong button. Hang on. I need to figure this out. It's starting to annoy me. Oh, no.
Oh no, we gotta delete that. Boop. Stop getting. Okay, fine. I'll stop getting stunlocked. I'm sorry. Yeah, I may not. I may. I may not want to stream and edit because I keep just unlocking myself. It seems like. Back to what sound effects? No. Yes, master. Whatever you say, master. Ah, hang on. This. There's gotta be a video of this with what's it called? Just the hacker's memory intro. There's gotta be just a video with the intro, right? Because I'm hating how it's breaking up the scene with him doing stuff. I am staying on track with this one. I do need stuff. No, it keeps doing it too on this one. No. Hacker's memory intro cinematic or cutscene. Let's see. Oh, it's a full intro scene with the slumber. Oh, here we go. Oh no, it's got the subtitles though. Well, hang on. There's sections without it that I can use. Okay, we can make this work. All right, hang on. Let me download this. We'll have a lot more we can use with this video as far as the I'm trying to get the edit video of him coming into cyberspace. Then we could do the zoom out with our main character as they fly in with I can't remember her name for whatever reason. We could do the fly in with this guy. And then we could do the cuts of the damage leading up to the Omnimon reveal. Download, please. 235 megabytes. Sheesh. Oh, nearly. Oh. That's not the right one. That's the Time Stranger. Stop it. All right, well, I guess that's loading here. What do we do with a drunken sailor? We can cut this stuff out if we're using the other video. So let's do that. So let's just get rid of this. I'll probably find a place for it later. We got that. We can keep this in just in case, because this got some scenes, right? Kinda. Anyway, hang on. Do I have the fly in? Hang on. I'm seeing it. Where is it? All right, here's the first cut of the fly in. I cut the wrong thing. That's fine. We'll cut here because we're not sure if we're going to need to use him. We'll cut here because we're not sure if we'll want this close-up of him. There we go. That's the last scene of him. Ugh. I will only be streaming up until about 5 today. Today is the my local's place for the release event, so I'll be getting busy with that. All right, we'll want that cut too, and then we've got our baddie. All right, we're piecing it together. We can get rid of this section to the side for now. But we should definitely get the intro done. I'll see if I can't get most of the background footage in place before I end things off today. I'll probably do a bit more editing tonight when I get back home. Tomorrow is normally when I start streaming Demon Souls. I'll probably do more streaming of that, and then we will do some more editing of this later on. And then I'm back to work next week, so I probably won't be doing too many streams, but we will try to do some of the stuff as far as getting this done. Is this finished download? Nope, it's still downloading. Oh, it's almost done. 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Let's see where we can start talking, though. Hang on. While we're finishing. So we've got this.
Now, I think it's important.
Now, I think it's important. That's where we start talking again.
Now, I'm really looking to Digimon. Now, I important to take some.
Let's see. Hang on. Let's zoom out with these audios. I gotta be careful because this is my only subset of. Well, I could just drop it. What am I talking about?
Now, I think it's important we Now, I think it's
where do I need to start talking?
Now, I think it's important. Now, I think it's important.
We could start talking here.
Now, I think it's important.
Because ideally, we're going to have the audio softened down so we can adjust it as needed. And then the rest will begin. Anyway, the video should be done downloading now. Yippee! Where is it? Uh-oh, I gotta find the video. Where did it... Oh, there it is. Alright, hang on. We gotta zoom out. Here. Let us delete the audio. Because that's the part that always kills us. We don't need any of this stuff. Do we need him putting on his glasses? Maybe. Wait, what? What's going on here?
Conducting combat, despite the disadvantage you might be putting yourself.
Oh, yeah. What the heck? Why you keep cutting the frame?
You might be
Yeah. We cut here. We can delete all of this stuff here. We can save this maybe.
one of the strongest.
Now we can cut here. We don't need this section. We want to avoid anything that has actual text. Into the V-Rains. The V-Rains? What's the V-Rains?
To evil trick Digimon and dark despair. It's an
Wait, this one has a watermark, doesn't it? Oh no, it's just a Bandai thing. That's fine. I don't care if it's giving the official like Bandai stuff because this is a Bandai Cinematic. I'm more usually concerned about crediting people with their footage because there's some things where like the gameplay I should be crediting because that's stuff that they've actually made or played. That's now their unique thing. But Cinemax is just like hello, that was made specifically by Bandai and the developers of the game. We don't really need to credit too much since that's the game itself, sir. All right, let's move these over here. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's move this over. Oh my goodness. All right, right here. And same thing. All right, so let's start piecing this together here. All right. Obviously, we've got the drop down. Move this all over. We got Alphamon. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what I've been doing with everything. Anything that isn't the direct like trailers or promotional footage, I've been crediting to make sure that people are aware that this is where I've got the stuff from. Just to make sure they're aware that this is not my recorded stuff, but it's worthwhile that they know that this is stuff that comes down. Any of the trailer stuff I'm leaving uncredited because I think it's self-explanatory that this is Bandai's things. And Bandai's Bandai. You should know Bandai by now if we're talking about Digimon. They're kind of, the big wigs. All right. So we got her. We got this. This is Eater, right? No, this is the Digimon. I don't think we got space for that. Eater for sure, and then we got the drive-by. That's why I call it the drive-by. Anyway, all right, so we got ba da da ba 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 da 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 da. Let's see what happens here. No, I think we need to do maybe here. Let's see. Ba 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 ba. I think that works. Hang on, it glitched for a moment. This would be the next section, I think. Hang on, let's cut here in case I need this footage. Maybe right here. Let's see.
I don't like the pacing, how that feels. Hang on. What if we move this here instead? Ba-ba. Mm. Oh, you know what? We could do something else. Hang on. No, we can do something better. Hang on. Wait, hang on. I just messed myself up. Let's do this. We could do the zoom in effect right here. And then maybe right here to signify the transition to Eden. Let's see. It's smidge too long. And we start getting text. I can maybe hide that. Hang on, what's before this? Maybe? Hang on. I could probably hide that. Maybe something like this. Let's see. Okay, that kind of works. I think it works. Maybe old heads will find it a bit sacrilegious, these back-to-back, bend the eyes of Bandai. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. Because they are basically the same thing. I don't really care if they're a combination, because they are the same story. All I'm caring about is narratively what is mixing well together, framing it as the concise to the buildup of the drop beat. Uh, I literally lost the other footage. I don't know what I did with that. We bring all this stuff over right here. Yeah, right here. Okay. I mean, we got the pieces. We know what we can do. So, we got here. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I can't tell if that frame is a me problem or the footage problem. Oops, that's the wrong... Uh-oh, I pressed the wrong button. Hang on, no, we want this. We can do it something like this. All right, let's see. And then something like this, and then we get into Rika.
I think so. I think that works narratively. Hang on, let's see. Let's make sure it works with the beats. Uh, da da da. Right here. How long does her scene last? Let's see. Hang on. We're trying to fit the beats. We're trying to fit the beats. Let's drag this down because I cannot see for the life of me. Yeah, we got to keep her short, and then we need to go into the eater. And then ideally, we want to go into her before we go into the bigger transition, I think. Maybe.
This is our most newer.
Hang on. Let me see here. Let's go back a bit. Hang on. Where did I find that original video? Uh, oh, this one already edited it. Ew. Oh, we'll figure it out. We're just trying to find the pacing right now. Yeah, cutting the door open, closing moment. Yeah, that's what I'm definitely thinking. Right now, I'm trying to figure out the pacing for, the interjection of the main character and then him. I can't remember names for the life of me. But I don't think we want to immediately switch to him. I think we want to do one of the flying sections. No, that's the zoom in section. Is flying. All right, we'll figure it out. Hang on. Yeah, the biggest thing I'm trying to work on right now is making sure the transitions are working with the beats. Because otherwise, if we don't make it work with the beats, we're gonna lose our sense of rhythm and become distorted with what's actually going on. This is our next beat drop here, so we could do something like his overview, maybe. His end is close to where the next beat is, right? Yeah, his is right. Okay, this second scene works. The flying scene, I think that's the too close up one. Which one? Is this the one where he's flying, or is this it's Tim? Where's the far out scene? Oh, this is it. Hang on. Let's do that one instead. Maybe. It's short. Let's. Do I need? Do I even need this? Because it gives the overview of Eden, but I think it's only gonna work if I can do a flyby with uh him. No. Ba ba ba. Ba. Okay, I think that works better. Negative. We got here. We can do the flyby here, like so. Ba da da da. Something like that. Yeah, and that could fit into this. I think so. Hang on, let's see. And then we could do here for the fly in. Maybe something like this. Let's see. Ba ba. Ba 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 da 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 da. Oh, we're close. Hmm. Got Alphamon here too. Uh, I have the pieces. I'm just trying to think it through. We gotta think it through. I feel like he needs to show up. Maybe he needs to go here instead. Because I want to keep her short. Because we're trying to build up to the big thing. Yeah, that works. We just gotta cut that down. We just gotta cut that down like a scene. Yeah, just there. Alright, hang on. Zoom out. Because we're trying to establish the characters. Get into the Eater, the car, maybe Alphamon or the Disaster, and then we build right up into Omnimon. Da 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 da. Hers is too long now. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I am messing up too many things. Get rid of that. There we go.
Ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, that's perfect. Because we could get the fly in, then we can cut to. See? Yes, I'm just humming along with the OST, just trying to figure out. Because willing or not, I am a music guy. My mom taught us how to sing and everything, so I understand how music works mostly, and I can visualize it to how it can fit with the visual medium. I just have to constantly like sing it to myself, so I'm remembering the beat in my head to what I'm immediately picturing in my frame. Yeah. Chomp, chomp, chomp. You're just popcorning away. And then the next big beat is this guy here. I think here is. Hang on. Let's move this up. I think here's where the eater needs to show up. Right? Let's see. Da 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 da. Yeah, this is the next beat right here. Maybe him right there. Let's see it. Hang on. Ba 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 da 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 where would we fit the car ride? We can bring this down a bit now since we've kind of got an overview. See, it needs to be a quick highlight. Yeah, I'm just snipping away, just like, okay, I need this frame, I need this frame. I know this is how it's supposed to end. I just gotta build up to the drop. Oh, I didn't even realize I had this already, a duplicate. Whoopsie! What do you think, at least so far, up to the Eater drop, Quake? You think this works with the rhythm? Almost. I don't think I've got room for the drive-by. I think what I need to do instead is we build with the eaters, and then we need to include some of the destruction. I think that's what we gotta do. It's here that we see one of Digimon's story and its here works the coverage and it be the
think that's what we gotta do. We'll see. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it works for the notes because how I'm framing it with the footage I have, we want to focus on the main characters, then we want to show the villain, some of the conflict, and that way we can jump immediately to our beat drop with our side character here, and then Omnimon. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So let me find my here we go. This is because probably how I'm trying to convey things is the build up with our characters, then the conflict of the chaos between the two worlds, leading up to the explosion that reveals Omnimon to help. Because with how I remembered the game here, her and Omnimon are basically the main characters for most of it. It feels like. So it works to try and build up to the big bad scene here. Anyway, let's see. The problem is I only have like 10 seconds of time, right? Was it 118? I don't even have 10 seconds. I have less than that. I can make it work. Yeah, we're crunching now. We're hitting that point where I'm running out of space to communicate what I need to communicate. So we're having to do snap decisions. We got to do the eater. We can do this scene right here, I think. Oh, there's a hiccup here. Where's the hiccup? Oh, there's a hiccup. It's small enough to miss. Oh, you know what? I should maybe use that scene. Let's try that scene instead. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. We don't need to start off with the eater. I think we need to start off with the chaos. And then we can maybe have the eater here at the end, leading up to the explosion and Omnimon as like the tease of this is the villain that's actually here. Let's try that. All right, so or we could just ignore the eater altogether. Hang on, let's back it up. Because already that's fitting to the beats of the music, but does it communicate what we need to communicate? No, not quite. So what we could do... We can get rid of the people scene. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I don't really like putting too much focus on the Royal Knights, but we do need Eaters. But the footage for Eaters is limited, if I'm not mistaken. So hang on. Let's see what this does. Because I know the biggest thing with Cyber Sleuth is Examon did get corrupted by the Eaters partially. So that makes sense to like have him in. Because he does cause like a ruckus with the world, and we can highlight that as a problem as we lead into Omnimon. So let's see. Yeah, I don't like that zoom in with the Lord Nightmon. I think... if it didn't do the zoom in, that would work. Do I have any other footage? Oh, I got footage right here. Maybe that would work. Hang on, let's see. How much footage of this do I have to work with? I can make that work. I got a zoom in I can use to cut away to prevent the Lord Nightmon zoom in. All right, let's see. Let's move this back. Let's move this back. Maybe keep Alphamon. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to emphasize Omnimon in the title drop. We're just trying to get to that point, more or less. So I just have to make it concise where in these next seconds here, I have to empathize the threat. And then, of course, him being the sideline, because he's a side character to the title drop. Let's cut out the zoom. Where's the last scene for the zoom? Right here. So that's the cut before the zoom. Where's our Examon? There he is. How does that look? If I use the lower note drop, that could work. Because we have flexibility in the sense that we have the da drop, we have the da da drops as well. So hang on. We have this drop we can use. And then we can use this drop. So yeah, see, we can keep the flow by using the other drops.
and we can tailor it that way. What else do I have of the Examon bit before we get into the eaters?
But when you're an older fan, probably begin actually experience Digimon games because this is most newer fans probably be.
Or maybe we just go straight to eaters. No, I feel like we need one more scene before we get to eaters. Hang on, let's see. Let's just see how that works. Yeah, that could work. Because then we've got another small drop beat here. Yeah, there's a cut right here. Before we leave to da 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 da. And then we get to this section. So maybe we can now include the eaters. Let's just cut this section real fast, just in case. Let's just throw this on just to see how it looks real fast. Let's see. Yeah, that's derivative. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, so... Yeah, we can get into this. Oh my gosh, I keep doing it. Yeah, that should give us plenty of time for the eater introduction, I think. And then we can drop into the explosion bit, I think, to signify Omnimon is standing up to the challenge, something like that. I don't know. This is hard. I feel like I need more footage of something. What? We can get rid of these here. We don't need that. Oh my gosh. I probably am, yeah. Probably. Yeah, let's just break down what we do know that works, which is these sections. Okay. Yeah, that's the gap that we have to deal with later. I'll probably work on that on my own time. So we'll just put the smaller stuff underneath since it won't be seen. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. 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 Oh, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. That doesn't make sense with our zoom. We want to try to keep Alphamon probably. Then we got the
Virtual interaction. Inside.
Hang on. I'm getting distracted, but nah.
There was a section with him getting corrupted. That's probably what I'm thinking I need to do.
Characters have ever
Easy to get distracted by her, definitely.
have ever growing weight as forces begin to push.
Anyway, we can get rid of that. We don't want to get too bogged down, so let's just kind of address the audio bits, I guess. Let's make sure since we know how the whole song is going to work, we can focus on the audio and probably getting some background ready. Let's mute this since we know the title drop.
Now, I think it's more current year setting. More current year setting. Originally released.
All right, so this section's where we get into background again. We need to bring these down. This is definitely where I hit the main stuff of talking about the game.
Virtual interactions. In Cyber Sleuth,
All right, that's good.
we see begins to wreak havoc on the world.
Too long of a pause, so we dropped that.
Wreak havoc on the world. It's here that we see one.
Maybe a smidge back. Something like that.
To wreak havoc on the world. It's here that we.
No, something like that. Yeah, that should be a big enough gap.
Wreak havoc on the world. It's here that we see.
Okay, that's good. Next audio section. Yeah, I gotta really find just some background footage. So we'll try and find a review or something. There we go.
Throughout the game. Unlike Pokemon, throughout the game. Unlike Pokemon, spice up your adventure throughout the game. Unlike Pokemon.
Okay, that's good. Move over to the next section. Do.
I realized that you could have digivolved from this unique mechanic.
Okay, there we go. That's good pause. What about this section now?
Switch into something else for a specific quest. From here,
Like that?
something else for a specific quest. From here, though.
All right, we start talking about the disadvantages of the game. Ooh, that's too zoomed in.
Than you might otherwise wish for. System than you might otherwise wish for. Like most turn-based.
Okay, that's good.
They don't even. Different triangles. What is this? them up into different triangles. What is this? Magnifying this.
All right, there we go. Almost there, almost there. And then we get close to Time Strangers editing should be a lot better because I'm just using the Agent Alpha intro for the same similar one with Saber Sleuth. Oh, I muted it. That's whoops. And most of the trailers are already pretty much edited to that, and I don't really need to do anything too long since the beat drop happens like 5 seconds later. Ugh. But me being a perfectionist, I really want to do the what's it called? The one for Cyber Sleuth, because I think it's important to highlight that since we've built up so much to Time Stranger. Anyways,
Amounts that you can earn.
right here-ish. That might work.
Out XP or Zen, the game's currency, and maximize the amounts that you can earn. Couple this with.
All right, perfect. All right, all the audio is properly set up. So now we need to find footage for the background, I think. But I'm obsessing over this part, so give me a moment. uh Trying something else. Hang on. I have a new idea, and we are going to try it out. And maybe we won't cry. Hang on. Hang on. I'm having a brain blast. If you remember Jimmy Neutron, brain blast. Something's clicking. Hang on. It's all coming together. Something's clicking. Something's clicking. I'm trying to see if I can make it click. Let's see. Hang on. I think I got it. I think I got it.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know about that with Scapegoat? Yeah, Scapegoat protects you from basically anything that would delete you if I'm remembering correctly. So whether it be battle or a deletion effect or does it work? No, it works for removal too. Hang on, I got my own cheat. Fade. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Scapegoat protects you from all deletion effects other than your own. So even in battle, it will protect you from that as well. Yeah, yeah, you would think that, but it's a bit more broader than that because at least how these specific rules that I've been going off with, it just protects you from any deletion based effects, including battle. And since when you battle Digimon, that counts as a deletion, that would allow Scapegoat to trigger to protect you. Yeah, it's very funny. I mostly figured that out because of it has never come up since I've been playing. That is very funny. I only know this specification simply because I've been trying to build a Lilithmon deck, and since her thing is about trying to get your guys deleted so you can start burning security and playing from trash, the Scapegoat inherit from Lady Devimon is very important to keep her alive since her main effects don't protect her from battle. And obviously, having Scapegoat as an inherited will give that extra bit of protection. So you're basically almost fully immune. Anyway, back to my thing here. No, 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 don't whip me. Whoopsh, whoopsh, ah. Anyway, ba da 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 da. Almost. Hang on. Right here. Ba da 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 da. Almost. I need to get rid of that look back. Enhance image. Shh. All right. I've got it. I'm just trying to narrow it down. Dang it. There's a half second. No. 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 I'm starting to believe in the heart of the cards. Uh it's just I'm at this section now where I'm trying to make this work cuz basically what I'm doing I it's clicked for me. I'll just go ahead and continue what I was planning on. The ear shows up, he attacks, grabs him. He's pixelated. At the high beat, we have where is it? Where's the thing? We have her come in right here, I think. Hang on. We'll ignore the gap. And then we have her. Where is she? Oh, that's the driveway. Where is it? Where is she? Oh no, don't tell me I lost the clip. Hang on.
Hang on. No, I've got somewhere. There she is. All right, hang on. We go back. Dang it! Stop it. We can probably revisit. Dang it. But hang on. You could probably see what I'm starting to do now. And then we can just jump right into this. You see what I'm saying? So, hang on. Let's start from the beginning. Ba-da-da-da. Eater! He's attacking! He's eating me! I'm pixelated! Yeah, you see what I'm kind of saying. We might as well just do the full intro, and then it doesn't matter this. We could just have this as a jump-off point of things have gone serious, and now Omnimon has to enter the picture because of it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I just need to, probably adjust the image a bit. Yeah, I think something like that works. I just need to edit this section, and I think that's good enough for what I'm trying to say. There was another thing with him running. Where was it? I can maybe include that. Let's see if I can't incorporate that. I think that works good enough for an introduction. And let's see what that looks like. Maybe? What'd you think? That work? I think that covers it. Let me just go in here. Uh-oh, I clicked fusion. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm only concerned about this part since technically a hair or two off to make this work. So I wonder... Maybe I don't even need to show the eater, just that something has gone out. Yeah, I don't think I even need to show the eater, just the tentacle. we can allude to a hentai or something. I think that works. So I got. Let's do the end here.
Pair of games, that which being
Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm thinking? The illusion. You s- you you know what I'm thinking. The naughty thing, and leave it open to interpretation about the naughty. Anyway, so we play
Pair
this
of
here.
games, that which being
Perfect.
now.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. We've had our brain blast. We did it. And we managed to fit in the drive-by by Kyoko for the sex appeal. It's perfect. Oh my goodness. Ugh, I'm so happy. All right. Now the next section should be easier to deal with. Yippee! All right, let's just start cutting out these things here since we're done. I only have about probably 30 minutes left, so we'll probably just try to find some background footage and then I'll have to continue on my own another time. Uh-oh, that was not the right button. There we go. Yeah, I was thinking about it to try and make it work. Like, I need to focus on the eater and kind of the background, and then the drop, and I think it just leads to a good transition of stuff's going on. He's witness to stuff going down, and then of course we have the reveal of Omnimon, only to go into the whatever reference you were referring to. All right. We can get rid of that for now. And then Time Stranger will be a lot easier. We'll delete that for now. Alrighty. Let's see. What's some Cyber Sleuth review? Let's see. What's a good video that's not super long that's going to give me a lot of the footage that I need? Let us see. Let us see. Oh, Mecha did a review on it. He's probably got some good footage. Hang on. Let me see. It looks like he's probably going to give me all the stuff that I need. All right.
let's download this real fast, drop it down, and we'll quickly cut it up a bit so we can start adding background footage. Because I'm only needing like 9 minutes, right? 114, and then we add at. Oh, I only need 7 minutes of footage. Yeah, I don't need a crazy amount. Let me pull up my notepad for my references. Do 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 do. Elmo's World. Ba da da. Yeah. 6 to 7 minutes. That's easy enough. I'm just grabbing Maka's video because it looks to be a 30-minute video, so that's gonna be plenty of footage for me to grab, and I'm only gonna use like a quarter of it, so it should be plenty fine for what I'm needing as far as my uses. I just gotta make sure I am getting my notebook down here as far as making sure I have a reference, because in the description of the video, I'm going to put down all my references with links to the YouTube videos. Just to make sure that people are aware that these are who I got the footage for, and you should watch it if you like the background B-roll. Stuff like that, really. And what? He's only 25,000 subscribers. He's bigger than me, but he needs all the support he can get too. Where's my thing? Where's my button? Where's my button? Oh, there it is. Then we put down the source for him. Maka. M-A-C-C-A. C-C-A. Selling you on Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Yeah. Perfect. All right. We got the text prompt for the sourcing. I am going to quickly use the restrooms. It'll give me like a minute or two. Then we'll get back to hopefully adding it real fast. Did it start saving? Hang on. Let me make sure it starts saving. Nope, not yet. Let me activate the save. 500 megabytes. Jeez. All right, I'm going to use the restroom real fast. And then hopefully by the time I get back, it's done downloading and I can start compiling some of it together. So, BRB. I'm back. And yes, We gotta make sure everyone gets their flowers. Uh, I should probably do like an end credit scene for the video. With the sources alongside the description. Yes, I am back. I am alive, and I'm freezing my ass off. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, did it finish? No, it's still downloading. 40% done. Boo. Boo. We can just mute the music for now. That's something that I'm gonna be coming back to fixing. Did I get everything? Oh yeah. Yeah, we got the title drop. It's such an aura moment. It's so cool. I love this scene. Oh, hi, Johnny. Are you coming to cuddle with me, you kitty cat? Do you want to cuddle with me, cat? Kitty cat. You come into my lap, kitty cat. Cat. Hey, cat. Cat. Get over here. There we go. I got him in my lap. Hi, Johnny. You cutie. Cutie patootie. Alright. Well, now I'm kind of waiting because I can't do too much more right now until that's done loading. Yeah. Just kind of waiting. Let me just quickly check my YouTube page. How is my... Hey, it's still getting views. That's great. Yippee! Yesterday I released a short for reviewing the advanced starter deck. The what's it called? Amethyst Mandela. Uh-oh, did I mispronounce it? I did misspell it. No. Hang on. We gotta do a quick spelling correction. I can't believe I did it. Mandala. There we go. No one noticed. Extra E. But yeah, I released a short review of that deck. Fortunately, YouTube, yeah, pop the gato. Yes, hi Johnny. But yeah, I did a short review for the deck, just kind of going over it. YouTube doesn't seem to know what to do with it since it got so little views, but it's slowly getting more views, so yay, I'll take it. Maybe I'll have some long-lasting legs on it. We'll see. If not, it's out there. And I could do something like a tax rebate or something on it. I don't know. But the channel is doing good. The channel is doing good. My next goal is 250 subscribers, so hoping to get there soon. I would assume after this video goes live and done. Oh, good. I'm glad you found the video coolio. I was pressured because shorts right now are still limited to 3 minutes, so there was the stress of making it fit in 3 minutes. But I made it work. And if it gave you just enough of an overview to know how it works and, see what's cool, that's all that matters. Oh. All right. Did it finish downloading yet? Almost. Not. Oh, it just finished. Yay! Oh, hang on. It's doing the second download. Boo! Stop compressing it. Just give me the file. Well, it says 2 minutes. Boo. You already pulled. Yeah, it's slow but going. I am very happy with the progress I made so far last year.
I wasn't expecting to hit 100 subscribers as fast as I did, so it's good that I did reach the amount I did. I'm just trying to keep at it and slowly make the transition to long form content. It's just taking time. But I have a lot of disadvantages since I'm trying to be a VTuber too, so uh I'm happy with the progress I made. The biggest downside is I don't have a the second download. That's what gets me. It's like I thought it was done. It's like, okay, now that it's downloaded, we gotta decompress the file so that you can actually use it. I'm like, cool. Does that mean I can use it now? No. Okay. So I'm left waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. What was I about to ask you, Quake? There was something. Oh, you already opened a box of the Time Stranger, right? I saw from your Twitter. Have you messed with any of the decks or the Time Stranger decks yet, or is that still something you're trying to work on theory crafting? Hey, I finished downloading. Let's go! Yippee! Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm hoping for and what I'm believing. There we go. All right. Oh, hang on. I need to zoom out so I can actually see where this is being put down. I don't want to delete my audio files. There we go. All right. Now we delete the audio. So we just have the video. Oh, the Liberators. I gotcha. I've been theory crafting with Neptumon and Venusmon. I think there is a really strong potential to do a one-turn kill with it. I don't think I need help with, well, maybe with some of the other builds, but I think I've got Venusmon and Neptunon down. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is my tamer ratios because of trying to get into either Homeros or the Connie or what's its name so that I can start using the option cards. I'm just trying to find a good ratio of finding the getting the tamers out reliably to start using the option cards for free and getting everything set up for my warp. Because I've been finding a lot of success using Lanamon and Calamarimon to tuck the cards that I need into my main stack. So when I get into Divermon and start swinging, I'm able to just play out the Shellmon or other support cards to start doing the end of turn warping. Or not even the end of turn, just being able to start warping. All right, here we go. There we go. Yippee! All right, we got our footage down. I would probably need some help with Medusamon as far as builds go. I'm curious to see how that deck works, but I think the main thing I need help building is to try and do a Black War Greymon build with Gaiomon. Because I've seen how that deck works, and I'm very curious to build one. But to find a Black War Greymon aces, I had, yeah, yeah. I poke you every once in a while. My biggest thing with theory crafting is I want to also have a corresponding physical copy of the decks. So it's always a struggle of not just what do I want to build, but what can I afford to build. That's kind of why I poked you with the Chessmon deck, because I could afford to build that, and I had the pieces. So it's like, all right, how do I make this work more effective? Uh, I'm still using the token right now for the Puppetmon Warp, but I might need to switch to the yellow scramble like you recommended just to yes, I have to get my revenge on IO. I'm planning on doing that with Neptunemon and Venusmon if they can get the cards to work properly. We'll see. The DC Go still seems to have problems where the Time Stranger option cards won't activate even though you've got a TS trait Digimon and Tamer on the field. So it's just like, why? I can't even use the option to blow them up, and I'm keeping buying Uzzabor for no reason. It sucks. Alright. Alright, we got stuff, so let's I'm almost out of time. Let's see what we can get done real fast.
Now, I think it's important we take some time to really look into what Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory did for the franchise, because this is where most newer and older fans probably began in actually experiencing Digimon games and getting into the franchise in a more current year setting. Originally released in
Okay. We just need some general background footage for this part, and then this is where we get into our story breakdown. So we'll just put that there so we get it. I need to keep these two below because those are used for later on in the video. What's some good general B-roll here? There's always webcam. Uh, yeah, I need to set up a webcam though. I need to order a stand to like use my phone for a webcam or something. Because the only stand I've currently got right now is my mic, and that's really about it. Where's some general B-roll? I just need some combat. Oh, that's good enough right there. That probably knocks out like a minute or two. Not quite. No. Gotta find it. Oh, we could probably use this scene. Yeah, we could use that scene. Hang on. Let's cut this out. All right. He starts using other footage that I can't really use, which is fine. This is nothing against how you framed your video. I just need your footage because I can't. I don't want to play. I don't have time to play the game to grab it myself. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Emeka. Yeah, we could use the Omni One Warp as the background footage again, maybe. Or at least that section. Yeah, that section could work. And I want to avoid using any of Makaw's like own personal edits because that's work he put in, not me. So I don't want to use any of his stuff. I just want his footage purely because I don't have the footage. Anyway, bring this over as we start talking. And we just need it to fill in this, like, second or two gap. Zoom back in. We can zoom this out.
Now, I think it's important we take some time to really look into what Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory did for the franchise.
Yeah, we can just use gameplay footage over here. Yeah, we don't want to farm the aura moment yet. Not yet. Not yet. All right, here we go.
Now, I think it's important we take some time to really look into what Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory did for the franchise, because this is where most newer and older fans probably began in actually experiencing Digimon games and getting into the franchise in a more current year setting.
There we go. Yeah, that's some good B-roll, and then put this here. We can just throw us on, and then I'm probably gonna have to end the stream here. Let me see. Listen to it again.
Now, I think it's important we take some time to really look into what Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory did for the franchise, because this is games into the franchise in a more current year setting.
Yeah. And mouth open. We're happy. Happy, happy, happy. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be able to rest. I got to go to my release event here at 6 and play to try and win some prizes. uh, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a try-hard night because at my local area, I have someone that likes to play Royal Knights and then someone that's been recently playing Hudimon constantly. So a lot of big wig meta decks out at the moment. So my best meta deck right now that I have is Sakuyamon. So I'm gonna be playing the Sakuyamon deck and hoping for the best. And if I can get pretty high up, that would be great. A PR short, prize reward short. Depending on what I win, yes. If I only get a participation or the participation pack, I'm not gonna really bother with that. But if I manage to get any of the if I manage to get any of the actual like time stranger booster packs, I don't know if my location is giving any of those out as prizes. I'll definitely save those for opening. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Running into those meta decks is gonna suck, but I've been managing to get a combo off to where I can nearly one turn kill with it. So I'm hoping I can rush them down fast enough to actually win before I die. So we'll see. But anyway,
Now,
let me
I
do
think
this
it's
real
important
fast.
we take some
Uh, 1.85. Negative 542. Negative 542. All right. Here we go.
branches were into the current year set.
Alrighty. Ooh. Oh, a big old stretch. Okay. All right, let me switch on over to my just chatting page. There we go. But thank you so much, Quick Drop, for stopping by and hanging out and everything. It was fun. Tomorrow is normally where I stream Demon Souls, or one of my gaming days. Right now I'm playing Demon Souls, so the idea will be to... Yes, I've got it on my keychain. We will rub it as much as we can. But I am definitely going to be trying to play some Demon Souls tomorrow to break up from the video editing, and then obviously probably do some later that night. So we'll see what happens. But for the time being, I'm gonna get ready to head to the release event, and we'll see how well I do. Hopefully, I can get my combos off in time. I don't plan on missing Waifu Wars. I have no, what is it? When does her stream, IO's stream begin? Again? I know it's Sunday. What time? Hang on. Did she release the schedule? Where is it? Where's the Discord? What's the schedule? I think that's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Or is that Central Standard? Let me see. 6 p.m. So that's 8. Okay, so that'll be right after my stream ends. So yeah, that would work. Alrighty. Alright. Either way, though. Nice. Yeah, I'll see you then. Until then, though, Quake, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you. I'll need all the luck I can. But take care. Good night. See ya for some Dark Souls.